Hello friends, this video on Waves Part 6 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till Part 5 before going ahead with Part 6. When I talk of a wave, there are many terms related to it like amplitude, like phase of a wave, like wave number, wavelength, time period, angular frequency, so many of them, right? So now it is time that we know each of them. What do I mean when I say amplitude of a wave or wavelength or time period or phase, wave number or angular frequency? So now our aim is to study each of them in detail one by one. So I will discuss about each of these parameters in terms of both longitudinal wave as well as transverse wave. So let us start with amplitude of a wave. What do you think is amplitude? I know that now you must not be surprised with the term amplitude because you have already heard about amplitude in the previous chapter on oscillations, because there also we had discussed amplitude. So oscillations are also very much related to wave. You will find many terms which we have already used in oscillations. That's because here also, if you observe the particles in the medium, they are basically oscillating, right? They possess an oscillatory motion, that is to and fro motion about their mean position, right? So you will come across many terms which you have also studied in your oscillations chapter. So amplitude of a wave is nothing but the maximum displacement of the elements of the medium from their equilibrium positions as the wave passes through them. So it is the maximum displacement from equilibrium position as the wave passes through them. So it is the same amplitude which you studied in oscillatory motion, right? That means let us suppose this is the mean position of an object. So the object goes right, again comes back and goes to left, and again comes back to the mean position. So what is amplitude? Amplitude is the maximum displacement from mean position. So this maximum displacement is amplitude. So in case of waves, amplitude is basically the maximum displacement of the elements of the medium, that is the particles of the medium which are oscillating continuously. So the maximum displacement of those particles is referred to as the amplitude of the wave. It is generally denoted by capital A. Now when we talk of a transverse wave, so transverse wave will mostly look like this, right? Up and down. The normal wave picture which we generally have in our mind. So that is a transverse wave. So in this transverse wave, what is amplitude? It is the maximum displacement. So this is the maximum displacement that a particle can have. Why do you think that when I'm talking about displacement, I'm considering this direction and not the direction along x-axis? That's because the wave propagation is taking place along this axis. Wave propagation is taking place along this axis, but the particles of the medium are moving along y-axis. That is, the particles are moving up and down, right? So when the particles are moving up, so what is the maximum displacement that the particle possesses? That is nothing but this. So this is nothing but amplitude A. So even in the reverse direction, that is the amplitude, maximum amplitude. So we can say that the maximum displacement in case of a transverse wave. So in case of a transverse wave, the distance from this origin or this baseline to the peak represents the amplitude of the wave. Now similarly, when we talk of a longitudinal wave, friends, just think, in a transverse wave, it was so simple to find out the amplitude. Just looking at the wave, you can say which is the maximum displacement. But when I show you a longitudinal wave like this, how do you tell me what is the maximum amplitude? It is very difficult to say, right? So basically, this kind of the longitudinal wave can also be represented graphically in this form. But the way it is interpreted into this form is a bit complicated. Not exactly complicated, but it is a bit difficult to visualize that situation. However, I'll try to explain it from my side, and I would also like you to visualize the same so that it becomes easier for you to understand. Now see what happens in case of a longitudinal wave. You have a region of compression, then you have a region of rarefaction. So at certain points, the molecules are very close to each other. So if you observe the oscillation of the particle of the medium, you observe the oscillation of some particle which is in the rarefaction region. That is where the molecules are less closely packed. Let me take, for example, this particle. So this is how the particle is moving, this black object, right? I hope you are also able to visualize the same particle which I am locating. So I have chosen a particle at the position when it is in between the two compressed regions. Now let me look for a particle when it is in the compressed region. When it is in the compressed region, we see that the particle moves very little. So that means for the particles which are in the compressed regions, right, when the compressed region passes through a particle, the particle oscillates very less. Whereas when the rarefaction region passes through a particle, that time the particle gets more space, right? Let think of the situation in this way. Let us suppose you are standing in your classroom and there are 200 students in the classroom. Will you be free enough to move a lot? No, because the room is small enough for 200. The room is not big enough for 200 people to move freely about their positions. So you just cannot move here and there and move your hands and dance when there are 200 students along with you, right? But let us suppose that you are in the same room, but the total number of students are only 20. In that case, you get more space and you are more free to move about here and there. So the same thing happens here. When you consider the region of compression, the molecules or the particles do not get enough space to move or to oscillate. So in that position, in the compressed region, the particles do not oscillate to the displacement of the particle when it passes across the compressed region, that is not the maximum displacement. Compared to that, when the particle is crossing the rarefaction region, that time the particle oscillates to maximum displacement. So what happens is, when we plot this graph, this peak represents the region of maximum rarefaction. That means where you have maximum space. And this region where it says 0 represents the region where you have compression. So the regions where you have maximum, that is the maximum amplitude, basically represents the positions between two compressions. That it represents the center of a rarefaction region. If you observe this diagram, here in this figure, I am showing it dynamically. I am showing the molecules moving, right? But if you consider a static diagram, it would be something like this. You will have a compressed region, somewhat like this. Again, you will have a rarefaction region, somewhat like this. Again, you will have a compressed region. Again, you will have a region of rarefaction. Again, you will have a compressed region. Again, you will have a region of rarefaction. So it will be something like this, right? So whenever this compressed region will come, or between these two compressed regions will lie the peak, right? So if you want to plot it with this, I'll show you like this. Whenever you have a peak, this peak is between two compressed regions. If these are the two compressed regions, so the center of these two compressed regions correspond to the peak of this graph. Again, when you consider this peak is again the center of two compressed regions, represents the peak. Because at the center of two compressed regions, the molecule or the particle is most free to displaced to the maximum possible position. I hope you understand the logic behind this. Why am I trying to explain this is, in case of a longitudinal wave, when you see this longitudinal wave moving like this, it is very difficult to understand what is the amplitude here. Because here you don't exactly see the maximum displacement of the particle. So it is quite difficult to visualize. That is why I'm trying my best to make you visualize that scenario. So whenever you come across a longitudinal wave, the regions of compression are those where the particles will not oscillate to a very large distance, right? So that amplitude, that displacement will not represent amplitude, because that is not the maximum possible displacement. So the displacement corresponding to the rarefaction region, basically the center of the rarefaction region, is the position where the particle would be most free to oscillate to its maximum possible displacement, thereby representing the amplitude. So I hope that I am able to make you understand what is amplitude and what is amplitude in case of longitudinal wave as well. Because I think 99% of the students will know what is amplitude when I draw them a transverse wave. But very few of them will actually understand what is an amplitude in case of a longitudinal wave. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.